Metal fans and vinyl collectors, I have a new show to tell you about. It's called Medal of Honor. Hi, I'm Dave Wallace, and I'm here to tell you about a new show I'm putting together. It's called Medal of Honor. That's metal with the T, not with the D. So obviously we'll be talking about heavy metal music, all types of metal. I'm talking about glam metal, thrash metal, death metal, black metal, power metal, prog metal, folk metal. I don't really care for accordions in my music, but alright, fuck it, we'll play that too. Folk metal, all kinds of metal, alright? And of course, the platform that we're going to be discussing the most is going to be vinyl. Now, as you probably know, vinyl has made a huge comeback. In fact, statistics say that vinyl outsold digital downloads last year. So we're seeing things come back well, and it's good to have product in people's hands again. And it's actually better for the artists. It gets more money in their pockets as well, especially since they're not currently doing a whole lot of touring. So of course there's lots of shows that deal with heavy metal and vinyl and heavy metal on vinyl. In fact, if I can recommend a show, I would tell you to go check out the Accusation Network channel on YouTube and see my friend Matt's shows, including the Vinyl Reacquisition Project and several others that he has. Really well done, very informative, entertaining, educational, and actually was quite an influence on this show. So go check out Matt's show. Now obviously I want to do something to set this show apart a little bit. So this show is going to center mostly around special editions. That can be anniversary releases, special collector's editions, box sets, re-releases, anything that takes an already classic album and makes it even better. Usually with a couple extra goodies added in or extra songs. Now that won't be the only thing that we talk about, of course, on the show. In fact, right now I'd like to give you a little bit of a breakdown of what it's going to be. We're going to start off with a little bit of basic news at the top of the show. Metal news, obviously. Who's in the recording studio? Who's about to put out an album? Who's on tour? Whose celebrity threesome leaked onto Pornhub yesterday? Who's dead? Really hope we don't have to do too much with that one. But you get the idea. We're going to talk about what's going on in the music world. After that, we're going to do a couple of new release reviews. Maybe 2 or 3 albums that I picked up just before the show. Something that'll be fairly new, maybe even brand new, hopefully. We'll cover different genres of metal, and we'll give you a breakdown of why I like the album, why I think you should check it out, and also maybe a sneak peek of my favorite track on the album. I'm going to try and keep everything more on the upside. I kind of feel like the metal community right now could use mostly positive vibes from this show. So, as much as I'm skilled at cynicism and sarcasm, I'm not going to bust your balls too much. If your band sucks, I probably just won't review it. But then we'll get to the meat and potatoes of the show. The special edition album, or the metal to be honored. We'll break down the original release and the tracks that came with it, track by track. See if we can talk about what each song is about. Maybe get a sneak peek of each song, or some of the songs anyway. Then we'll go into what's new as far as the audio side of things. Did they record any new stuff? Did they have any previously unreleased tracks that they added to it this time? Live stuff, cover songs, stuff like that, we'll get into the details of. Also, we'll really get into the artwork behind the album. And a lot of times with special releases, they'll have an extra, maybe add a gatefold in, or a little poster, or extra art inside, extra photography, whatever interesting stuff comes with that new special release. We'll look into the artists themselves that are helping put together that cover art. Metal's got a lot of great album covers, so we're definitely going to look into that. And of course, any extras that get thrown in. A lot of times the box sets they'll throw in, maybe sometimes they'll throw in a CD or a poster or stickers or who knows what. So we'll break down any of that kind of stuff that comes with it also. Then we'll wrap up the show with some kind of commentary, maybe talk about some kind of obscure album that I found while bin diving at a flea market somewhere. Try and keep it interesting. Now this is the basic outline that I have at the moment, but it's not set in stone. I'm willing to listen to ideas and suggestions if you have any, if it's worth listening to. I am considering doing reviews for unsigned bands. I've been there and it's nice to have. There's a couple of stipulations that are going to come with that. Obviously, number one, it's got to be a metal band. Your mom's gospel trio, sorry, I'm not going to review that shit. The other stipulation is you've got to have physical product. You're going to have to send it to me. Now, of course, I'd love any kind of LPs, but anything you got. If you got an LP, send it to me. If you've got a CD, send it to me. If you got a cassette, send it to me. If you got an 8-track, I don't have a way to play that. But anything else, you can willing to send to me. I will review it on the show, unless it's really bad. But I'll let you know ahead of time if it is. I should mention that on the very first episode, we're going to be having a really cool giveaway. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now, but it's very classic, and it's a box set, a special edition. It's cool. It's a cool LP set I'm going to give away to somebody. Stay tuned for that. So if you do want to get a hold of me and talk about these things, you can send me a message at medalofhonorshow@gmail.com. This is good for if you want to send me suggestions on the show. Tell me about things that you haven't seen yet. If you want to have a question that gets answered on the show. If you want to tell me to fuck off. If you're in a band, you want to send me a CD. If you're in a management company, a record label. If you want me to promote your metal-based business, send nudes or Christmas cookie recipes. If you send me a dick pic, I swear we will ridicule you on the show. I'm really good at Photoshop. It'll be this big, and I'll call every chick in your neighborhood. Also, don't forget, subscribe to this page. And then, of course, I've got everything else. I've got Facebook and Instagram. I'll figure out what other ones we got to have also, but make sure you go on and like them all and follow along so that you know when a new episode's coming out. I'm going to try and keep things interesting and keep you guessing about what's going on with the show. Hopefully the format changes a little bit here and there to make things always interesting and give us new ideas. So we'll see what we can do there. Now finally, before I wrap this little introduction up, I want to give you my bona fides. You might be looking at me and going, who the hell is this guy? Why should I listen to him? Well, that's a good question. What gives me the right to put on a show? My camera and YouTube. That's all I need. If you don't like it, go do your own show. But if you want to check it out, I want you to know off the top that I am 100% artist in every sense of the word. My day job, I'm a tattoo artist. 25 years I've been doing it. And I've tattooed people from every walk of life, every career, and a few famous people, even rock stars. I'm also a published author, and if you'd like to hear about some of my tattoo stories, you can get this book, Sin in the Skin. You can get it on Dark Moon Press. They're the ones who put it out. Or you can get it on Amazon, or if you want, just send me a message and I'll get you one. So I know how to write. I'm educated. I'm also an illustrator. The fine folks at the Church of Satan had me illustrate the latest book in their canon, The Satanic Warlock. Check that out. Yep, I did that. I did my own comic book. I wrote it, I drew it, I colored it. Good luck finding this though. This company's been gone for a while. Let's see, I wrote something for that book, wrote something and did some artwork for that book. Did some cartoon work for this magazine. Can't show you that though. Let's see, one of my paintings is in this one. A lot of the devil. And of course, since this is a show about music, you'd probably like to know that I am a musician. I've been playing in bands for probably 30 years. Ever since I got out of high school, right around the end of high school, I started playing in metal bands around the Chicago area. Most notably, I played with a band called Dump Star in the 90s, and then my band, Thorn Fetish, was in the 2000s, and we played all over, mostly from Chicago area, but we toured, we played with well-known bands, we put albums out. Look, I got CDs of my band, other side projects I've done. I've even done a classical album you can find on, I think that one's on Amazon. So I'm more than qualified, and I'm ready to have these conversations with you. I hope you'll tune in and hope we have a good time. See you then. Horns up.